Hello, future self, and Carla. Mr. Yun here with. This is how I start all my videos. Mr. Yun here. Chapter 8. Looking back on it, the kids are done with it. Yep, we did that right before the break. And looking at my notes here on how this chapter went. It's a fun chapter. I like teaching ancient Greece, and kids usually like ancient Greece. Looking at my notes, one thing that I noted was that there are things that the kids are interested in, and the things that we kind of hit the surface on, but don't go into a lot of detail. So I'm going to consider adding more supplemental stuff. I've been doing it, started doing it so far this year, 2018, at the end of the lessons. Like extra, I call it, put all the way at the bottom, underneath the go sign. It's either called like extra extra or Mr. Yun's movie corner or something like that. And there's a lot of movies about history that are sort of fantasticized, like Spartacus or things like that. Sort of classic films, Caesar, things like this. And I can find a YouTube clip and I put it on the bottom and go, hey, like this is about this. You know, it's a little fictional, you know, they took liberties with it, but it's cool. So some supplemental things like that I've started adding, and I think I would like to do more of that in the future. Another thing of note, this was the Christmas period, right, leading up to the break, so we did our sort of our Christmassy lesson, and on the fly after the first lesson, I did this lesson once at the beginning of the week. I did it with American Nation. It's a holiday week, so I run the same virtual lesson for 7th and 8th grade. And I don't know if more so than previous years, but my virtual lesson sort of demographic has been very diverse, and so I changed it from Christmas around the world to sort of winter holidays. Not so much secularizing it, but making it more inclusive of other religions. So we hit Christmas in detail, but we also hit Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and even Ramadan, even though it's not a winter holiday. But I have a lot of Muslim students, so I wanted them to be, to feel included. And I don't find myself to be a particularly, social justice warrior type, but I got a lot of them, and I don't want them to feel left out. So, made a new virtual lesson, winter holidays. Other than those things, adding more inclusive Christmassy lesson, winter break lesson, if you will. The chapter went pretty well. Not a lot of errors. Typical. I always find something when I go through the lessons. Something that could be worded better, or a typo, or something. I started going through the quiz questions in more detail. We had a lot of problems with this level set assessment. For some kids, it was saying that it was saying that they weren't working during the right test window or something. So there's a bit of a struggle on the last day before the break. Most kids were able to do it, but in return, I just bumped back the due date to actually a few days from now. Most kids, 90% of the kids did it. Only a few kids had problems. So hopefully we did some tweaking. Hopefully that situation will be resolved. It was the first time it did that. A lot of people had that problem, though. It wasn't just me. And that's really chapter 8. I guess to finish up, we could take a look at these test demographics. Let's check that average grade. 97. That's about right for advanced. Is there an essay on the bottom? Not in this one. Hey, that's it. Chapter 8 went well. A couple hiccups, but not so much with the content as it was just class stuff in general. Virtual lessons achieve. So, looking good. Add more videos next year, Nick. All right.